So Dr. Apichat, also known as Dr. Shak, has senior roles at Eurofins Food Testing Thailand to give the most value to humankind as part of Eurofins' concept of testing for life. Nickey Panadda has 19 years with tomatoes. She is brand manager and director of Take Me Home Tomatoes. And we will start with Dr. Shak's presentation.
Okay, good morning everyone and thank you for your kind introduction. So I will get start my presentation with the sentence that let your food be your medicine and your medicine be your food. This was said by Hippocrates because in past food was considered as a magical thing that can give us an energy to do the things and it also provide us the immune response to protect us from the illness. So here is where I came from. I'm from Eurofins Food Testing Thailand and it's located at Kasetsart University. Maybe you can have a chance to go there. At there, I work as the person who ensures the food safety of your product before it's reached to your consumer hands. And if we talk about the food in the value of the economics, this slide shows the Thailand food market revenue. As you can see, from year 2020, it shows increase in the revenue value of food markets year by year. It can be noticed that this steady growth is steady growth and it still have the future to grow up. It's not including only in Thailand, but it's also related to the export. If we talk about the export, one of the major markets that I always found is the EU market. It's quite tough market because in EU markets, it has many well-written regulatory or strict rules. And illegally, they also have the new contract under the name European Green Deals. This deal is made for providing the neutral climate by year 2050. And one of the modules that relate directly to our food business is the food from farm to fork. The main goal of this strategy is to ensure the sufficient, affordable, nutritious food within the plenty of limit. And it also supports the sustainable of the food production and food consumption. It can be simply said that the sustainable of clean and safe food from farming until being eaten is the concept of this module. So if we talk about the importance of food safety, I'm sure that everyone here have an experience from foodborne illness. It can give you both short and long-term effect. And if we see in the data from the World Health Organization, in every year, it has about 600 to 700 million people around the world get the foodborne disease because they eat the unsafe or unclean food. And about 420,000 are dead. More tragedy that 1/3 of this number is a children aged under 5 years old. Not only in loss of life, but if we see in the economic field, in every year about 110 billion US dollar was paid for the campaign for food safety or medical expense in the low or medium income countries. And foodborne disease is also has many evidence show that it's related to the impedance of socio-economic development. So food safety is very important and play important role in the food business. So what is the challenge of food safety? The first one is the environmental change. I'm surely that everyone know about the environmental change or climate change. It can affect to our food production. This is very important thing because every time that you have some change, it may affect to your raw product that used in the production line, and it affect to your safe as well. And consumer preference and habits is also important. As I mentioned about EU market, nowadays EU market they try to reduce the use of some kind of paper or some kind of plastic food containing material, and they change from plastic to use as the paper. And some paper that they use, how can they sure that it's safe? Even it's eco-friendly, but yes, in the process of food paper, process of paper, it still use some chemical, so it may give some residue or contaminant in the food. Test for diagnosis is also important because this challenge is related to the way to find or ensure the safety of the food. In every year, the test method have developed to catch up the thing that happened. And one last challenge that's really important to the food business is the new emerging of the some kind like a toxin or some kind of bacteria species or some kind of contaminant that have emerging. You can imagine back to 2019 that COVID is emerged. You will see that on that time, no one can find a way to solve it or to ensure how safe of food. That is very challenging. In the aspect of the third party who ensure the clean and food safety, we have to become the competence center with giving an expert advice with the shortest turnaround time. This will help the manufacturer of food production solve the problem on time. Not only local, but also relate to the global network. If we have global networks, sometimes we can solve the problem easily. And not only take from outside, but we also give some advice. In lab service in some country, they also give some opinion to the government agency to set the new standard or new regulation. So this will be helpful for the food standard or food safety in the worldwide. And last, our important duty is to ensure your food is safe by providing the certificate of analysis or any scientific evidence to make sure that it's safe for your consumer. So what is the important thing that will make us become us nowadays? I have two ideas and two important things. The first one is data, and the second one is knowledge. The data is including with the result from experience from help the client solving their problem, and also the record of incidents. This kind of data is really important thing. As you can imagine, if you have a lot of data and you may use some technology come up together to try to predict what will happen in the near future. What if this happens? How can you do? And experience on solving problem will give you more wider in the idea or know-how or something like that. And last, record of incidents. This is very important because if it have any occurrence again, you can trace back to the root cause of problem. In the same time, in the near future, you can prevent the thing that will happen again because you already have the record. The record will show that what is the cause, what is the consequence, and how can we solve it. And on the next factor is the knowledge. Know-how and new technology are always come together. If you have know-how, you will know how to do the step by step. But if you have new technology, it will come up to help you solve all problems within the time. And as I previously mentioned, exchange in information is very important also. if you have the communication in worldwide level, you may find some experience, you may find some expert who can give you the way to solve problem easily. And last, aware of the current information or news. This is also important because it will make you become modern or know how the thing happen now, and you will have the way to prevent it. If I change from the aspect of laboratory service and use these two factors in your food production business, with the same idea, you can use these two things to adapt with your production line to predict what will happen, how we handle with the unsafe food. And if we do like this, I'm surely that you will have the clean and safe food for your business. And this will meet the requirement of the global market. And that is my all presentation for today. Yes, hope you understand it.
Thank you very much, Dr. Shak. And now, Ms. Nickey, after which we will show the pigeonhole questions that we have received so far. So, Nickey, you can use the podium or sit there or walk around, whichever you like.
I'd rather be walking around. So, Swadika. My name is Nickey Panadda, and I'm from Take Me Home Tomatoes. And my pleasure to meet you all today and give a speech about how we do in the production line. So what I'm going to talk to you today is something completely different from every speakers today, because they're talking about technology, AI, and that is the future. But I'm talking to you in the term of producer. And before we go into my speech, I want to take you all to my farm, Take Me Home Tomato Farm, and see how we do in the farm. The actress probably looks familiar.
The story of your Take Me Home tomatoes starts here, on our farm in the Cool Mountains, just above the city of Chiang Mai. Every tomato we harvest starts with planting quality seeds that we nurse into small plants until they are strong enough to be grafted. This is a technique where we attach the top part of a small plant that will grow nice tomatoes onto the bottom part of another plant that will grow strong roots. After a bit of time recovering, the plants are ready to be moved into their new home, the nursery, where our team continues taking care of our young plants until the plants are strong enough to be moved again. Now into the greenhouse, where automated climate and irrigation systems and the loving care of our team helps create the perfect conditions for our tomatoes to develop. First, into small flowers, and then slowly into all the different Take Me Home tomato varieties you will recognize from your supermarket. Until the proud moment, we can finally harvest our now beautiful, ripe and sweet tomatoes and get them ready for you in the supermarket.
Mom, wait! Take me home!
Take Me Home tomato. We grow, we care.
So that is our farm. But you can see when we're talking about food, and this is one product. We started in 2005 in Chiang Mai, Thailand. We growing tomatoes and we supply to supermarket in Thailand, and now goes to hotel, restaurant. That's not the point. The point is, when you're doing food, something with food, it takes time. It takes a lot of effort before you produce just one thing. And you may see all of this in the supermarket in Thailand, especially in Bangkok. You can find it almost everywhere. We have selected seeds, really good seeds from all over the world. We use biological control in the farm, and the hygiene in the farm, that is highlight, because that's where we give the most priority. The safety, food safety is #1 policy in our farm. But the thing is, why these customers trust in us? Because we want to ensure what we serve to them, what we serve to our customer is good and safe. So when we supply to supermarket, basically, customer doesn't want to know what is the season that is. They said, I need your product every day, and whenever I want it, it must be there. So when you do the old-fashioned farming, it's impossible that you can produce and supply your customer year-round. That's why we use the technology into the farm. I think 15 years ago, that's where we start to use to bring in the technology into the farm. We start using climate control, which is we have a radar station outside the greenhouse where they can record the temperature, the humidity, sun radiation, CO2 at that time, wind speed and direction, and even the rain intensity. And it's not just that, because when the radar station collects all the data at that time during the day, it will send the data to the software, where the software will calculate for us. This is temperature outside and the rest of the factors, and compare with the temperature inside and factor inside the greenhouse before they generate amount of food, amount of nutrient that plants needs at that time. Come to this, it's a lot, right? And this is just tomatoes, just one plant. So in the greenhouse, when the software calculate what the plants exactly need, they will go with the moisture content, water flow, drain volumes, and many more. It's just like us. Plant is something with life as well. We just have breakfast a couple hours ago. Now, you cannot eat more. You cannot have another BLT. It's too much. You just want to have a cup of coffee. Plants doing the same thing. So how do we know that what do plants need? Impossible. That's why we use technology into our farm instead of use human to think, what should we give them right now? Because there's a lot of human error. You can forget, you can use the same thing that you might see from yesterday, but with technology that we use automation to calculate in the farm, it knows exactly what the plants want and then give the correct amount of nutrients to the plants, so the plants can just get what they want exactly and then use their ability to maximize the production. And this become the result. You have high yield production with the best quality because the crops just bring the best out of it. But then I'm telling you right now, here what we see is so beautiful in supermarket, but as a consumer, can you tell if that products are safe for you or not? We promote our producer ethics, but you as a consumer, you just, okay, that's a beautiful story. I believe what they do. But I cannot keep telling every customer every time how good we are. It's impossible. And that's why we need the precision agriculture when we have a high demand. Because this all is matter for this day when we have world food crisis. My experience through the marketing working in the agriculture in Thailand shows that when you have the high demand, you need precision agriculture process to kill all the problems that we have. And when Thailand wants to become a kitchen of the world, you really need sustainability agriculture as well. And AI can do this. This is the challenge. AI can do this. We use technology in our farm. We use automation in our farm. But what's the future? AI can help. Many companies in the world start using AI in their agriculture process already. And Thailand, do we have a future on that? Of course. We are one of the biggest export agriculture product in the world. AI can use us, collect the data in the farm, in our farm. We also have a lot of data, but those data are supposed to be able to share for the better result. Guide on the crop rotation, optimal planting time, harvesting time. You can forecast how much you're going to produce. You can ensure the market how much you're going to serve them. Or do you need to produce more to be able to supply against the demand? You can determine the optimum amount of water, fertilizer, and pesticide. Everything that can do with the AI, but everything comes with the data. So, most of all, help farmers to avoid the wasting resources and prevent the runoff. Most important thing, reduce the cost and control the farm environment's impact. This is just where the producer can use the AI to help in the future. But then, how can we be safe as a consumer? Is your food safe? Like I said, I'm standing right here and telling you and showing you how we do in the farm. But in Thailand or in the world, we didn't have any tools to just scan and say, oh, this one is safe. Because that's something for AI in the future that can be a friendly user. How can we do that? When we scan, we know where the product came from. When we scan, we know, is it safe or not? Is that food is saved? When it's been harvested? How did it been transported? Is it clean? Not just a good taste. Is it clean? Is it safe? And most of all, tracking and tracing. That's very important. So I think this is a big challenge for Thailand to develop not just the production, but develop the technology that can support agriculture. Then we can become a world kitchen for real. So next to that, last but not least, tomato a day, take the doctors away. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Nickey. And we'll quickly show now the pigeonhole questions that have come up so far. I think there are not many on food, but let's have a look. Can you show the questions? Okay. I think we have one on food here. Let's see. So, Dr. Shak, you mentioned the EU farm to fork policy. What would you say the equivalent in Thailand is? And I'll ask Nickey the same question in terms of delivering. Brief response.
Okay, brief response. Okay, if we should we put about the aspect of food safety in Thailand, I think it can be applied on easily in Thailand because, how to say, as a concept, it should be safe and clean and affordable, the nutritious foods. So if we apply on Thailand, I think, how to say, safety of food, it should be the basic standard of all kind of food production. So it can be applied easily.
Okay. And Nickey, you talked about traceability in food and knowing where the source is, supply chain, etc.
Right.
Is that going to come with an additional cost, do you think, in the long run?
That's the challenge because once we're talking about technology, especially in AI, I don't think about low cost. It's low cost. It's help us to lower the cost in production.
Okay.
But that means manpower less, use less source of waters and fertilizer in the production area. Thing is, when you use all technology in the farm, it's strange because you cannot ask for the higher price because everybody want to have a cheap price. But in Europe, in Western country, all these products, let's say if it's bio, if something in the indoor farming, you have the high price for the production. But that's the challenge because Thailand cannot. Thailand, we want the best. We want the cheapest.
Best at the cheapest price. There's probably two very complex issues, and one of them is probably about the introduction of technology, which over time becomes cheaper and more effective overall.
Right.
And secondly, about false claims, I suspect. So
As well.
we're running out of time, running behind time a little bit. So we'll thank both of you very much. Thank you for your great panel. So we'll move on to the next one. Thank you.
Thank you so much.